rejected. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
Hey guys, welcome to Denny's. As you probably saw in the intro, today we're going to be going over a setup you can use to attain the quickest Deathstalker kills you can get and have a lot of fun doing so. Remember to like the video if it helped you out, comment any feedback you've got for me down below, and subscribe if you feel that I've earned it. Also, don't forget to join the Discord community. We have a ton of people in there playing games every day. And remember, we did this all live on twitch.tv/Denny's with an extra S. Down in the description below, you can check that out. I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope to see you guys there. But let's jump right into the video. Also, just really quick, a shout out to GG Suri. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but he was in our Twitch chat. He was hanging out, and he's the one who kind of started the 3 Lepics in a Luna. Saw his 26-second world record video as far as Deathstalker, and I went ahead and just gave it a try on my own. It was really fun. You'll find the link down in the description below to his channel, his video. And again, thank you so much to you and your crew, Odies as well, for the Luna builds. But let's jump in real quick. All right, so let's discuss the Lepic build really quickly that we're going to be using for this setup. All 3 Lepics were using a very similar setup, however, not the exact same. Just keep that in mind. You can run a lot of different variations, but the idea is that you want to get as much damage as you can, and you want the most duration you can get. So for this reason, we're going to go with 2 skill extension mods. We've got maximize duration and skill extension. These are going to be how we get our duration. Obviously, you get right around like 76% duration. It's jumping us up to right around like 13 seconds. The reason this says 14 is because I do have a skill duration reactor. We'll talk about that in a sec. We've got Fire Specialist and Maximize Power for our damage mods. So the reason I'm using Fire Spec over Maximize Skill, it really doesn't matter. It's super marginal. It does a little bit more damage because we're using the 4-piece Slayer set, which is giving us 20%, 26% skill power. So we're stacking a lot of skill power with that setup with Maximize Skill. So going back down to Fire Spec makes it so we have a new bucket with that Fire Spec damage, the Fire skill power. So that's why we're using that. Dangerous Ambush as ever. Strong Mentality to make sure that we absolutely will get off 16 shots. Makes it so that we don't run out of MP before we get the 16th shot off. So that is why we're running Strong Mentality. Maximize Power, already talked about. We've got all the crit mods. They don't really need an explanation. This is Crit Lepic, right? This is what we're running for Deathstalker, specifically with Luna. Why it's so good. She obviously buffs the skill critical hit damage and critical hit rates. So an insane amount. So that is why we're using that. Let's talk about the reactor I have on. So I've got a Nazistra's Devotion mounted, skill duration up, and Colossus reactor with obviously fire and tech. Now, for the reactor, you definitely want crit damage on the reactor for this specifically because Luna is giving you crit damage. You're getting more crits. You want crit damage for sure on this one because crit is way up. Crit is way, way, way up with Luna. And having that extra crit damage is going to definitely help you out. I think you can hit almost like 4 million crits with this setup. I was able to do a lot of damage with skill duration up. I don't think it's helping me a whole ton compared to having crit damage. So I definitely think you should go for crit damage. As far as the sets, same thing as ever, Slayer. The only one that's really important is max MP and MP recovery in combat. You want to make sure you have max MP gold rolled if you can. And then you need MP recovery modifier and MP recovery in combat. You don't need them, but they're nice to have on the memory and the sensor. So yeah, 4 set of that. I don't even know. The roll I have on here is just totally random for the processor. So that is the components, the reactor. Let's talk about the weapon real quick. Obviously, the reason that we're mounting an Azistra's Devotion, if you didn't know, sharp precision shot on an impact weapon stacks every 0.4 seconds instead of every 0.5 seconds on a general rounds or any other type of weapon. So that is why we're using an impact weapon. It absolutely does affect your Lepic and how many shots you can get off. You can get off 1 more shot. Fire rate up because, again, fire rate is what affects Lepic's ult. That is pretty much it. I don't have anything else in this. I don't even really use this weapon. I swap to it during Legacy for whenever I run out of my ult to do any extra damage that I need to do. So that's that. If you guys would like to see mine during Legacy, I'll just show it real quick. This is what I'm using for the Deathstalker. I'm using just the regular crit setup on and during Legacy. And I'm swapping to this whenever I run out of ult. But if you do want to get kills like the absolute fastest, if you're trying to get like world record kills, you're definitely going to want to go for obviously just finishing off with your ult, which is a little bit RNG. You want to hope that you get some crits and hope that the boss doesn't move as much. We'll talk about that in a sec. But that is the Lepic build. That is everything to do with the Lepic build. So let's jump into the Haley build next real quick. All right, so to talk about the Luna build real quick. So guys, just a quick disclaimer. I do not play Luna. I have not made a build on her, and I don't really know how. I just know that my friend Steampunk Term or Wes is got her fully built and he's pretty decent at her. He actually Luna's definitely the carry of the fight here. You want to make sure you have your buffs always rolling as far as the skill crit hit damage and crit hit rate. So we're gonna take a look. So Nimble Footsteps for the Transcendent mod. Skill expansion, it looks like you're going to want to probably hit the range so that all the Lepics can get the buff without being too stacked together, as well as Battle of Stamina and skill extension to make sure that we get the longest amount of duration that we can on the actual buff itself. We are using MP Accelerant for more MP because with Luna, if you didn't know, having more MP means that your skills actually buff a little bit more. So that's why we're using MP Accelerant there instead of Maximize Duration with the -20 modifier. And then we've got HP Conversion, Arcade Concretion, and then Perfect Anti-Venom. Enlightenment for the extra MP as well. That is a very important one, I believe, having Enlightenment on there. Perfect Anti-Venom, obviously, for Deathstalker, and then a little low on HP because of Battle of Stamina, but it ends up working out. The Luna definitely was not the one dying. It was definitely the Lepics, even after we've procced our Cheat Death most of the time. So yeah, this is the Luna build, and the whole idea of Luna is basically just making sure that you get that red ring around as fast as you can so that you can get the kill as quick as you can. And then the Lepics are going to, as soon as they see that red ring, they're just going to hit their ultimate, immediately roll cancel, and just start going into the boss. And that is the Luna build. Also, having a sensor on Luna with max MP is probably one of the most important things you can do. Obviously, working off of the Enlightenment and the MP Accelerant buff. That is probably the best thing you can have for the sensor. It's really the most important bit as far as components. And then as far as weapons, yeah, during Legacy, like I said, she was just firing after, her buffs would be off. And that's pretty much it for Luna. All right, so what can you do to make this a little bit more efficient? I want to quickly go off on this, and I want to go on a tangent that's too long, so pardon me if I do. But all we're really looking to do is basically kill the boss as fast as we can, right? So what we're going to do is you want to pop as soon as you see Luna's circle go to purple, that means the Luna player is pretty much getting ready to do her red, which is when you see red, that's when you're going to want to pop everything. So when it goes purple, that's when I usually pop Overclock. Overclock usually lasts the entire fight no matter what. It's got like a ridiculously long cooldown, or duration, excuse me. So you can literally just pop, you could even pop Overclock like right near the start of the fight. And what I and my team tended to do is we tried to move to the right side of the arena when you spawn in the right so that you could move the boss to the left. However, it ended up just kind of going in random places. This is the biggest RNG factor. We did get some pretty consistent kills once we had it down. With a little bit of practice, you can probably get the kill on this quite a bit, even though the RNG is still there. Obviously, Luna helps out with the crit RNG. The only RNG that's really there is the moving RNG. If the boss moves a ton, you're not going to be getting what we would call lucky RNG, because sometimes the boss will just stand there, and that means all of your continuous damage from overkill is just sitting there and damaging the boss from every single shot that you fired off. So the less moving, the better. But yeah, you're basically jumping over we're not using Firearms Master, so you're trying to jump over the circles. There's 2 circles that'll come out before you get into your ultimate rotation, and the boss will have either gone higher a level or gone lower a level. So either the rings won't hit you or you'll just have to keep jumping. That's pretty much it as far as the tactics for making this go as fast as you can. All right, and that has pretty much been the video. I seriously appreciate you guys for staying this long. I hope you guys have fun with this. This is probably some of the most fun that I've had in the first Descendant, to be honest. We had a really, really fun time. Definitely check me out on Twitch, guys. We're live 5 days a week. We did this all on Twitch. It was really fun when we first got the first world record. When we were at 24 seconds, we kind of freaked out. And then everyone after that was just kind of like, holy crap, we did it again. I'm sure people are going to be able to get pretty crazy numbers with this because the amount of crits and, the RNG you can get is insane. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. Don't forget to leave a like if it helped, comment any feedback you've got for me, and check out the Discord and the Twitch. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Goodbye.